Oh, what a nice picture.
Yep.
So, what'll you do with your share of the gold we take from Governor Torres? Return to Africa?
This mission seems a little bit
I cannot return to
abrupt.
a place I've never been.
Because they're talking about like assaulting this fortress and like talking about Governor Torres and stuff like that, and it's kind of like, where are they getting this information from? But it's what I think Charles Vane said in the last cutscene.
Oh.
Like, by passing, that's kind of where we got this information from.
Right.
It's a little strange.
Just gotta be keeping track of everything in this game.
Yeah,
Not always out of love, but to keep
it's like Dark Souls.
Yeah.
Let's take her
The
then.
plot isn't spelled out for you. You have to piece it together
The
yourself.
citizens of Jackdaw.
Dark Souls with ships. That would be probably hellish.
I would pay a lot of money for that game, not
yeah.
gonna lie.
You would have to fight like the Kraken.
That would be pretty fun. That actually, I'm shocked that's not like a DLC for this game.
Yeah, right.
Anyway, we're assaulting this fortress.
By the way.
We could have done this earlier, but I decided to wait until the actual story mission came out. So, this fort is pretty simple. It's just got the 2 mortar towers that we need to destroy. Other forts, I think they can have up to like 7 defenses. So, some of the more difficult ones can actually put up a pretty good fight.
They're nothing. They're no match for you.
At this point, yeah, we're pretty well upgraded, so this is really no big deal. The mortars, our own mortars, do more than enough damage to take theirs out. So yeah, this is basically what all like fort fights come down to, is you just kind of sail back and forth and keep shooting volleys of mortars and cannons into the fort in general. And once you get rid of their defenses, everything blows up, and you have to, as is Adewale puts it, finish the job.
I always liked assaulting the forts. Like when you actually go into them, it's fun.
It is fun, yeah. It feels suitably frantic and interesting. Although the only thing that bugs me is once you dock here, it kind of goes into like assault mode, and the fortress is being assaulted by pirates, and everyone is fighting, and it all looks really cool. But my question is, where did these pirates come from?
Oh, the other ones? Yeah.
Because like once you get up here, the fort is already full of pirates. You can see them on the radar.
Yeah.
But there were no other pirate ships in the area.
Well, you know, they're sewer pirates.
Okay.
Just waiting for their opportunity.
Molemen.
Yeah.
They sprouted up from the earth, and
Right.
you were waiting for their chance.
Murlocs. I think we stumbled onto something here.
Yeah, I think so. Take that, guys. Our optional objective is to kill the officer using a running assassination. So
Just like that.
Yeah. Now, yeah, okay, yeah, we gotta finish killing these guys, I guess.
What's the tangible benefit after you take over the fort, aside from supplies? Like, is it out of operation forever?
It's once you deal with a fort, it basically falls under your control, and you can't really do anything with it. But it basically acts as like a friendly port.
Oh, okay. So you can still dock here.
There's a couple missions to do here, and there's like a shipwright and a merchant, I think.
Oh,
so,
okay.
yeah, you can dock here, and other than that, yeah, not really much else happens.
It's too bad they could have gone all like Fallout 4 style and
Settlement management.
yeah.
That could have been interesting.
Yeah, I'm sure it'll happen in one of these games.
Oh, probably.
Ah, yes, I recall. Mr. Duncan Walpole. I missed that one. So, what's a Templar Grand Master doing so far from his Castillo?
I'd rather not say.
And I'd rather not cut your lips off and feed him to you.
2 years ago, we offered a reward for the sage's recapture. Today, someone claims to have found him. This gold is his ransom.
Who found him?
Can't even see my eyes.
You are very intimidating.
I'm pretty sure this is one of those cutscenes where I'm supposed to have my hood off.
He lives in Kingston.
There really isn't much point of the whole like
like this
hood
story,
disguise
Thomas.
anymore,
Right.
And we wanna
because
help you
like
finish
9 out of 10 cutscenes in this
But
game,
we're going to do it
Edward
our
takes
way.
his hood off.
Using you and your gold.
And like I feel wearing a hood doesn't really blend in this era.
Yeah, it becomes less and less appropriate as time goes on. Like the newest game, I'm pretty sure the guy, main character, doesn't even have a hood. He just has like a stovepipe hat.
Makes sense.
Yep. The
Also,
forts.
let's talk about that circle. At 80%, it was 3/4 around the circle. That doesn't seem right.
Yeah, something's a little messed up about that. Oh yeah, this is the other thing that capturing the forts does. It reveals the world map.
Oh, nice.
So it shows where all the collectibles are in that region. It fills in the region map so you can actually see it. And it reveals the what the locations are. You still can't fast travel there until you've been there once. But And yeah, they just act as like little ports. There's a ship right here. There's a ransom officer. And there are naval contracts, which are exactly like the assassination contracts, except with ships instead. You don't even have to read that text there. It's just basically, here's a mission for you to do. They give you a slight amount of background information, but it's pretty much pointless.
Right.
But before we do that, there's a few collectibles left in the fort itself that I didn't collect. Every single fort, I believe, has two chests and 2 animus fragments. And I'm pretty sure that's the same for every fort in the game.
It's kind of neat to see the whole before and after sort of setup.
It is kind of interesting, yeah. Like this whole section, I think, had fire and everything in it, so you couldn't go there. But now you can go through. Oh, and forts that you capture will be under like pirate control. So if other like British or Spanish ships sail past, the fort will fire on those ships. They will actually like help you out in combat. And sometimes little like allied pirate ships will spawn in the area and sail around.
Oh, cool.
So it's a neat little detail.
That's a lot more. Yeah, wow, that's a lot more useful than I remember. All the different things.
They're not big pirate ships. They're just little brigs or whatever. They're not the most useful thing in the world, but whoops. Now I got my nice robes all wet. Now they're gray instead of white.
Don't worry. Something tells me, given time, it'll be just like new.
There we go. Back to normal. The sun dries things really fast on the open sea.
Yeah. Man, it's also incredible how like the extent of like lunges that you do when you're turning that wheel. Like you're just squatting.
Yeah, it's probably pretty hard work.
Like, yeah, I guess so. He makes it look easy.
He does. Well, to be fair, Edward makes a lot of things look easy.
That's true. By far his greatest superhuman ability is turning that wheel.
Yeah, being able to steer a ship.
Right.
So yeah, naval contracts, they tell you to sail to a place, and then there's an objective of sorts. Usually it's destroy this ship, or capture this ship, or destroy these ships. Along those lines. Also, a detail I don't think I ever mentioned is to the right of us, you can kind of see like lightning clouds. That is actually like where a storm is.
Oh, cool.
If you sail toward it, it will eventually start raining, like so.
It's a cool touch.
So you can actually kind of see storms in the distance and sail into them, or avoid them if you so wish.
Mm-hmm. Neat.
I'm pretty sure this one is scripted for this mission. Oh, we located the ships somehow. I didn't see any. I didn't see anything, but I guess somebody did. Sink the British fleet.
All of it.
All of it. Right now. Go.
Go.
The British fleet isn't nearly as big as I seem to remember. It's like 5 ships.
Man, they're all there.
Yep. These kind of fights are always fun. I like fighting a lot of smaller ships rather than fighting like a couple big ones or even one big one. It's easier to deal with one target than it is to deal with many, but it's more fun to just be sailing around and having a bunch of people shooting at you. And it's more frantic that way.
Sure.
It feels more authentic.
Yeah, it's like all of the fun without quite as much threat of death.
Yep. Also, they require you to sink the British fleet, so I'm not even going to bother boarding them, I'm just sinking them. Even if you did board them, I'm pretty sure the only option that you can do is to just repair your ship, so that you would sink it in the end anyway. They're kind of weirdly specific about their objectives that way. If they tell you to sink the British fleet, you have to sink the British fleet. You can't capture these ships. Yay, mission complete.
Very nice. And you didn't even have to board anyone.
Nope. Oh, that island just appeared out of nowhere. Land ho, I guess.
It happens. It happens.
You still get some loot, even if you sink the ships. Not very much, but you get a certain percentage of whatever it was carrying. And everything is back to merry singing.
Yeah. The ocean is particularly blue today.
It is. And if Dawn of Discovery taught me anything, that means we're close to Europe.
Exactly. Oh.
Oh. Okay.
I guess not.
We're over here now. There's a royal convoy over there that's mighty tempting, but
You have a mission.
I do have a mission.
You can only sink one fleet today.
Yeah, I'll leave them alone. The whale commands it.
Heard that.
We've got important things to do in the last of the city regions in the game. We're finally going to Kingston.
Awesome.
Eventually. As with Havana and Nassau, it's not like loaded in game. There's a loading screen between sailing and being in Kingston.
Run, Luke, run.
He's running. Yay, Kingston.
Quite
I like-
scenic.
I like Kingston quite a bit.
Mm-hmm.
It's very pretty. It's generally considered to be the more difficult part of the game, I cut out like a whole bunch of just running around collecting shanties and stuff, because that's pretty much what I did. I did all of the viewpoints, so we'll just cut out all of that stuff.
Is it difficult? Like, how do you mean, like complex, or
I mean,
the missions are harder?
A good example is the animus fragments, like that one I just picked up. That one is a lot of the animus fragments in Kingston are positioned in ways that you need to kind of get a little creative. Like that one, for example, you had to do the backwards jump off a wall, which we had never done before until now. So, and some of the other ones are actually kind of hard to get. Like they involve you like having to drop off a wall and catch a ledge that's not accessible in any other way. So that's kind of the way I figured that it was a little more. It was intended to be a little more difficult of an area.
Sure.
As far as actual like combat difficulty goes, it's about the same as everywhere else. Like there's not, unlike the first Assassin's Creed, it's not like there's more guards in the more difficult areas or anything like that. It's just
right.
whatever. But this is the first time that, well, not, I don't think it's the first time, but this is the British city of the game. Havana has all Spanish soldiers. Kingston has got all British soldiers in it. So it's all redcoats.
Is there any other major British city in the game?
No, there's only Havana, Nassau, and Kingston / Port Royal. Kingston and Port Royal are kind of together. Port Royal in this game is pretty tiny. It's basically just the fort, and that's it. And there's a pretty good reason for that. At this point in history, Port Royal was pretty much wiped off the face of the earth.
Oh, by
the earthquake and
I see.
everything. There's I think like 3 different things that happened in quick succession that basically just destroyed Port Royal entirely.
God.
So it's an almost like Tower of Babel kind of situation.
God. Well, a requiem for Port Royal, everyone.
Yeah.
Here's how it goes. Torres meets with Prince, carrying a portion of the ransom, saying the rest is close behind. When we see the sage, you bring in the rest of the gold, make the swap.
I can't really
get out.
tell if we're working with Torres at this point, or if we just kind of followed him. We kind of imply in the last cutscene that we're going to be working with him, but we don't interact with him at all between here and now. It's a little strange.
Well, it's a long distance relationship.
It is.
That lad's here to kill him.
Yeah.
Edward, what the hell are you doing here?
I'm taking
Kid is always like trying to get away.
off till he appears.
Pretty much.
Always.
And having a casual conversation at the same time.
Right. He's really good at like voice shaping across long
Yeah.
distances.
Not long.
Like here, we're both standing in 2 different crowds of people and still talking to each other.
Right.
That's not suspicious at all.
Right. It's like those rooms where like you can whisper like down the wall and like hear your
yeah.
friend over on the other side, like St. Paul's or something.
Yeah, there's something kind of like that in the Capitol building in Edmonton.
Ah, yeah.
It's like if you stand in one spot, you can hear water
How
running.
long has it been
Oh,
since
it's so
our last
cool.
meeting?
Yeah, it's pretty neat.
A year?
Near 18 months.
Well, Kid did it
You
first.
first described
did it
this
best.
Roberts
Yep.
fellow to me in November
Damn
of
Kid.
Just killed that man.
Yes, yes, he did.
Hey, Kid.
Yeah, that's our job. Stop stealing our kills. Don't mind me, gentlemen.
Ah, I see. Much has changed in that short time. None called me governor, for instance. For I
Thankfully, this is not an eavesdropping mission.
Help it, could you, Kim? Sticking your nose into things you can't understand.
You're making me nervous, kid.
I-
Keep your blades
I can't.
cocked.
I can't run up that wall.
Just
no.
my bloody luck. Too late.
So many churches in Egypt.
They're getting away.
The English has lost faith in it.
Oh yeah, optional objective is to kill marksmen
Ah,
or gunners. So
good measure.
yeah. So I have to kind of go out of my way to do that a couple times. That guy going up the ladder? Yeah, he's dead.
It's impressive he was able to climb that ladder while also holding like a 6-foot bayonet.
Yeah. I like how he just gets to the top of the ladder, I run up to him, turn him around, and stab him. So much effort for nothing.
Right. Did you? You could say you wrung his neck.
Huh. Yeah.
It's strange this isn't an eavesdropping mission because basically it's exactly like an eavesdropping mission. Except
It is.
for the.
There's just not an arbitrary amount of distance you need to keep between
Right.
yourself and them. I like how they walked all the way up here just to look at that guy being shot, and then they walked
I
away.
believe authentic men deserve respect and opportunity.
And as they walk away, I have to kill this gunner. Yeah, there we go.
No one's the wiser.
Yeah, no one noticed.
Intelligence should lead.
Perfectly stealthy.
No true profit to be gained by the
Assassins.
practice of slavery. In the short term, it makes us money, see. But in the long term, it will render us the victims of our own success.
But you and I, sir,
Even watching this now, I'm not paying attention to anything that they're saying.
Yeah, that's
Like,
yeah.
while you're playing, it is impossible to hear anything that they're saying because you're way too focused on trying to keep up with them, and
Yeah,
eavesdropping missions are absolutely terrible for that.
they're pointless. Like for story value, they're pointless.
But yeah, like even watching this now, it's just anything that they say is just completely irrelevant because it's just you get to the point that you need to be, and then the story continues. Any kind of necessary information is usually conveyed in cutscenes.
Which is too bad because then it makes you kind of zone out on the plot.
A
For
bit.
virtue, if nothing else.
There are like neat little details, I guess, that come up from time to time in these kind of missions, but generally it's skippable. And I don't know which way I'd rather have it, honestly, because if you actually had to listen to what they were saying, it would be next to impossible to do these missions.
Oh yeah.
Oh, now it's an eavesdrop mission. For some arbitrary reason.
It makes no sense. Whatever. Like, we noticed you did a good job so far, so now we're gonna make it harder for you.
I'm one of the
Yeah.
long line of politicians.
And like, yeah, if you leave the circle, then you can't really hear what they're saying, so if you kind of struggle for a little bit, you miss out on like half the stuff that they say.
Right.
So if you're actually trying to pay attention to the conversation, it's just impossible.
Speaking of stories, Prince, I've heard it said you were with Henry Morgan the day he sacked Panama. 1671, was it?
Yeah, if you asked me to tell you one thing that they said, I couldn't.
The only thing I took from that conversation is that this Lawrence Prince guy was with Henry Morgan. That's about
Right.
it.
That skirmish was a deadly one.
For what reason? I don't know.
Tremendous waste of coin
Yep.
and
Oh,
Oh.
pay no
oh
attention
my.
to me. Thankfully, I only got in conflict with the soldiers there, not with the actual
But let us not overspin
targets.
the
Yeah.
honors forged and won on the battlefield.
Well, you know what? I guess I'll have to we're talking about how unfocused we are in the conversation. They're unfocused of anything going on around them because you're like doing acrobatics over
I guess
here.
that's true.
Many years after that,
And they
I
just
sheathed
keep
my
walking.
sword
Soldiers are dropping like flies around.
Right.
It's
Half the colony is dead.
profitable venture. Capital and
Oh,
resources.
and there's Kid.
That's where money
How did you
is
get here
made.
so fast?
And sir, let me tell you, honor bought is more enjoyable
And
than
I
honor
think
won.
because I kind of
If
interrupted
they
them,
touch less permanent.
their conversation got pushed further back, and so we have to sit here and listen to them finish their conversation before the cutscene plays.
Super annoying.
Yes, just here. We must be on equal footing, you see. I don't trust
Better get my
Templars
smoke
any
bombs
more
out.
than you must trust me.
Don't kill the butterfly though. Oh my god, wait. Watch
Well,
the
if I know
butterfly.
you were so
Where does it go?
squeamish, I brought you a bouquet of flowers.
Like it disappears.
Oh yeah, it does. It just
that
like it doesn't even just like fade away. It
no,
just implodes into a
it
little point.
implodes. Oh my god, is this
Fascinating.
is this what death is like?
It's like we're Darwin
Yeah,
discovered the imploding butterfly.
right. Yeah, Darwin's well known for proving the theory of infinite reduction.
Or maybe they're like electrons. They just we can never really tell where a butterfly is, so they just phase in and out of existence.
Right, exactly. It's like
Not until
what are those particles that fade in and out of existence for like energy contracts or
Now see the
something?
money.
God, I can't remember.
This is a portion.
I know what you're talking about, but I can't remember
Yeah.
what they're called.
It pains me to traffic someone of my own race for profit, Mr. Torres. Tell me again, what has this Roberts fellow done to upset you?
Is this some form of Protestant
Yeah, you're so right. This cinematic is the only thing that's important.
Yeah, pretty much.
Perhaps another day.
What?
Next time, see to it that we are not followed. Deal with this!
How the hell did he know?
I love the fact that this Lawrence Prince guy is just like this, seems to be this evil mastermind. It's just like omnipotent.
You cocked up my kill, Kenway.
For a better cause.
That'd be a pretty good thread title, I have to admit. You cocked up my kill, Kenway.
I vote for it. I love that. The best part of that was when Kenway was discovered. His like body language. It's kind of like, what? Yeah.
Oh god, grenade.
Kid, no! Jim,
That
stop!
big guy dropped a grenade when he died, and then the cutscene forced me to stand on top of it while it exploded.
Oh, it's like the entire town has realized half of their guards are
Work
dead.
this together.
No, Kid was throwing money at them, so they were collecting the money.
Ah, I see. That's the only thing that motivates the peasants.
I mean, Kid smoke bombed us.
Stay your blade, kid.
Oh,
Wait, get the shanty.
Yeah, and the shanty flies away on us.
Man, everything's going to shit.
Jim,
So usually, Jim, like, Kid slows down right about there, so usually you would grab him right about there. But I grabbed the wrong person,
Shit.
so I went here, and then everything just got weird.
Oh my god.
I didn't know what was going on anymore. And it's like I couldn't tackle Kid because
Oh
I
my
was in
God.
combat with these guys. So I had to kill all these guys.
That was the weirdest, most uncomfortable moment in gaming I think I've ever seen.
It was really awkward. I didn't know what was going on at this point.
Everyone's just like asphyxiating and you can't do anything.
Kid is just standing there and then gets
Yeah.
tripped by that guy, and then I succeed.
Your natty hands off me.
It's like
I
some
can't let
Silent
you kill
Hill
those
shit
men,
right
kid.
there or
Not
something.
until I found the sage.
I think the funniest part for me is that Kid gets tripped by the captain, and the game registers that as Kid being like tackled to the ground, and so it assumes that I did
Now
that,
locate the sage.
but I
You're
didn't.
helping me take
Right.
Brins. Got that.
And Kid doesn't appreciate anything. He just did.
That was a very bizarre turn of events at the end of this video.
Wow. That's, yeah. Cliffhanger.
Yeah.
Reality will never be the same.